Okay, so
Okay.
I'm going to be a seller, and I'm calling Bill. Ring, ring.
Hello, this is Bill. How can I help you?
Hey, yeah, my name is Frank, and I saw your. I got a postcard from you a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, Frank. In case we get disconnected, can I have your phone number? Is it the number on this caller ID, or is there another
Yeah,
number?
it's a number on the caller ID. It's my cell phone.
Great. Okay, great. You mind if I ask your last name, Frank? I'm Bill.
Pulley, yes.
Pulley. I'm Bill.
Pulley.
I'm Bill Bronchick. It's nice to meet
Great.
you.
Good to meet you too.
And so you have a house that you're potentially interested in selling?
Yeah, I am. It's in Englewood, Colorado.
Okay.
And it's my primary residence.
Okay.
Haven't lived there very long, but my job is transferring me.
Okay. May I have the address of the property, please?
Yes, 123 Main Street, Englewood, Colorado.
123 Main Street. Okay, great. Are you the only owner of the property, or is someone else owner property with you?
I own it with my wife.
You own it with your wife. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. And what's your lovely wife's name?
Her name's Becky.
Becky. Okay, great. Nice name. My uncle's named Becky too.
All right. Well, in this day and age, you never know.
So tell me a little bit about the property itself, like how many bedrooms, baths, garage?
Well, we got a single car garage. It's attached. It's got 3 beds, 2.5 baths. It's in great shape because I've only been there a little over a year. But my job is transferring me, and we really need to sell. And I don't have enough equity to hire a realtor, by the way. And it's about 1,800 square feet, by the way.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about more of the situation. You're getting transferred, where you're going.
I'm getting transferred to Georgia. I'm in security, cybersecurity.
Okay.
It's a pretty decent paying job, but I've got to get another place pretty quickly, and I just didn't anticipate moving this quickly.
Okay. And what's your timeline exactly? When do you need to be out of the house?
Well, sooner the better, but 3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months?
Could that happen? Yeah.
It's more than likely if we
Yeah,
can come
yeah.
to terms on the deal.
Yeah.
I hate to hedge there, but I haven't have enough
Yeah.
information.
Well, yeah.
I need more information to determine that. But
So
tell
Bill,
me-
how much you gonna offer me for my house? You get this all
well,
the time, by the way.
I'll give you the answer my lawyer gives me. Well, it depends.
Okay, well,
Let's get to some more information from you so we can assess that and determine whether or not we can help you. So you said 3 or 4 months. Do you have a drop dead date?
I would say 120 days drop dead, whenever that is, middle of the summer.
Okay. So you say August 1st. Would that be fair?
Yeah, that'd be fair. Yes.
Okay. And what happens if you don't sell it by August 1st?
Well, I'm gonna not hopefully, but I'm probably gonna have a rental payment because I'll be looking for a property in Georgia, and I'll have a mortgage payment.
Okay. So you're going to rent a property in Georgia when you move?
Well, until we can find a good property to live in. If I find one right away, well, that's great, but I'll have 2 mortgage payments.
Okay. And what would that look like if you had 2 mortgage payments?
That
Two
would
rent
suck.
payments? Yeah. I imagine it would.
I make good money, but let me tell you, that's going to stretch things a little bit. Because my wife, she works, but she's going to have to give up her job when we move.
Right. And so am I correct in saying that that covering 2 payments at once probably be a pretty big strain on you both?
Well, it wouldn't be fun. I'll just put it that way.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more about the house. When was it built, approximately?
It was built in 2010.
Okay, it's a relatively new home.
Yeah, and it's in great shape. When we moved in, a little over a year ago, it was in good shape, still is.
Okay. Are there any deferred maintenance, any repairs that are needed?
No, we take good care of that. We got a powerful HOA, so got to mow the lawn, got to paint, all that stuff.
Tell me what your kitchen looks like. Countertops, cabinets?
Let's see, countertops are granite, stainless steel appliances, and good cabinets. The cabinets were put in right before we moved in, so they're pretty decent.
Did you put any money in the house since you bought it?
Yeah, we've done a little painting and a few little odds and ends that needed fixing up. We had an air conditioning unit that didn't work out too well, so we got a new air conditioner.
Okay, when you say new air conditioning, you mean a new compressor?
Yes, the whole thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Okay. Do you mind if I ask what you paid for the house?
Do I really have to tell you?
I can look it up online. It's not hard to find.
All right.
It'd be easier
Well,
just for our conversation
all right.
to give you an offer. If you,
We paid 400,000,
okay.
but I still owe 380.
Okay. So when you bought it, how much money did you put down?
Well, about 20 grand.
Okay. And is your loan assumable? Because if it is, we may be able to pay you more for the property.
I don't have the foggiest idea, but I'm assuming it's probably not. It's just a standard conventional loan.
Okay. Now, why did I ask that question? First of all, if he was, I usually ask that question before he even tells me about his mortgage. Because if you ask too soon, how much is your mortgage? They'll say none of your business. So I ask, if your mortgage is assumable? Because if it is, I can pay you more for the property. I'm getting to the mortgage that he doesn't want to tell me in the first place. Second of all, I'm planting a seed. You understand? I'm planting the seed of a subject to wrap, something like that.
Yeah.
I really don't care if it's assumable or not.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm getting him to tell me. He might say, I don't have a mortgage, or my mortgage is X.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I dropped. That's not on the script. That's just one.
Because
that I
we're in
like to add.
business, we have to know numbers, yes?
Yes.
So you got to people are pretty protective of that. So he did a great job getting in there. Okay, what else you got?
Okay. All right. So I noticed you got a little reluctant when I asked you about that.
Well, I just don't want you to steal my house.
That's fair. That's a fair comment. A lot of people say that. What do you think would be a stealing your house?
Well, if you gave me an offer that was lower than what I owe, that would be, in my opinion, stealing.
Okay. So are you saying you're willing to sell it for basically what you owe?
Probably. I'd have to look at what that looks like. But yeah, I'm honestly, we haven't had time to build much equity in this thing. So I'm looking over in Georgia to kind of, reestablish roots there.
Okay. Have you tried listing with a real estate agent?
No, because if you look at my equity, there's not enough money there to do that. I'd have to bring money to the table.
Okay. Well, do you think a property would be, I'm an investor, obviously.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
you noted, and my model is to buy properties usually and rent them, or sometimes we fix and sell them. But it sounds like your property's in good condition, will probably be a rental for me. Do you think it would make a good investment for me as a rental?
I think so. My payment is around 2,100 and change, and properties around here are renting for 25, 26, 2,700. So yeah, it would probably make sense.
So when you got your loan, you probably got a pretty good interest rate, I imagine.
3%.
3%.
Yeah,
That's a nice deal. You negotiated a good deal.
Yes, we did.
Stroke. So what other alternatives have you considered?
Well, I don't want to let it go. I got good credit, and that just doesn't seem to be. I guess we could rent it out, but man, I don't have any experience with that, and that just sounds like a nightmare to me.
Certainly could be, especially living in Georgia. I could tell you horror stories about people who try to manage. Would you like to hear a few?
Oh,
Rub the salt in the wound a little bit there.
yeah.
Just out of curiosity, do you own any other properties?
No, I wish, but no, I don't.
Okay. Have you ever been to LegalWiz.com?
No, sir. Never heard of it.
I'm just kidding.
Well, it depends.
I'm just kidding. So I assume you said you have good credit. You're current on your payments?
Oh, yeah. I got an 810 FICO score.
Let's go in the future here. Let's say it's September 1st and you haven't taken care of the situation and you had to make two payments, one there and one here. What would that feel like?
That would hurt initially.
Yeah.
That would hurt. And I really don't want to have to do that if possible.
Okay. So if we were in a situation where that payment is not an obligation anymore starting, by August 1st, you say. That would be okay?
Yeah, I'd have to see how it, how it comes down, but yes.
Okay. And it's you said the drop date then would be like August 1st.
Uh-huh.
If we can come to an arrangement, are you okay with moving earlier?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, they're ready for me anytime I want to move down.
So what's the earliest you think you can move?
Probably a month.
A month from now?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we could come up with an arrangement to purchase your house at terms and price to your satisfaction, would a 30-day close be okay? You could be out before closing?
Yeah, that would work.
Okay. Now, notice, I was thinking in my mind, maybe if he said I needed to stay a few months, that I'd rather buy it now, rent it to him for a couple of months. That's where I was going with that.
Yeah.
But I'd rather not. I'd rather push him to get out before
Yeah.
closing. But if I had to, I'd rather buy it now than do a 90-day escrow and something could blow up between now and closing.
Yeah.
Right. All right. By the way, when would you like me to make you a written offer?
Well, probably get together, look at the house, and yeah, I'd like to see what you are offering.
All right. So it sounds like you got a pretty good mortgage. You're
Yeah.
willing to sell it for basically what you owe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Would you be open to a scenario where I just took over your payments and you can transfer ownership of the house to me and I'll make your payments from now on?
Well, I'd have to talk a little more about what that looks like, but as long as it, am I still going to be on the line for the mortgage?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess we could talk about it.
We can talk about it. You're open to the possibility.
Yeah.
If I
as
could
long
put
as
some
I'm sure
cash
the
in your
payments
pocket,
are
would you
good.
be more open to the possibility?
Sure.
Okay. I just changed his tone a little bit. All right. So it sounds like this is a good opportunity to at least meet and discuss it in
Yeah.
person. When would be a good time this coming week, Tuesday or Friday?
Now, notice he's asking forced choice questions. Otherwise, you're going to be meeting Saturday night at 9 p.m.
All right, so I give multiple choice. When would you like to meet, Tuesday or Friday?
Yeah, there's no yes or no answer to that. So Friday would work best.
Okay. Would it 10 a.m. work or 4 p.m. work better?
4 p.m. right after work. I can get off a little early.
Okay. So, all right. We're going to meet at whatever the address you said.
123 Main Street.
123 Main Street.
Englewood.
Friday at 4 p.m.
Yes.
And make sure your wife Becky is there
Yes,
as well. Are there? Let me ask you: are there any other people involved in the decision to sell your house?
No, just my wife and I.
Okay, that's great. And do you have any copies of? You say you just bought it a few years ago. Did you get a closing package?
Oh yeah, still got that. Yeah.
You know where that is?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Could you think you can have that ready?
Yes,
So
of
we can
course.
take a look at stuff. Do you have a
Yes.
recent bank statement or payment statement?
Yes,
Okay. Do you pay your mortgage online?
I do.
Okay, good. And who's the lender, by the way?
Wells Fargo.
Wells Fargo. Okay, good. All right. Is there anything else I should be asking you?
No, just I'm interested, intrigued by what you're saying, but I'd like to discuss it a little further.
Fair question. A lot of people ask that question when we talk about this type of scenario, and so that was a smart question for you to ask.
Yeah.
And a fair question. So I'll answer all the questions you have when we meet on Friday at 4 p.m. at 123 Main Street. A couple questions before we wrap up.
Sure.
Do you have COVID? Kidding. Do you know, is there anybody else that you know, in your area who might be willing to sell houses in a similar situation?
No, but I got family in this area, and if this goes good, if somebody needs assistance, I would certainly recommend you.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay. And last question before I come to meet you on Friday at 4, should I bring an agreement with me or some paperwork with me in case we come to a deal?
Yeah, I think that would be okay. I'm not saying for sure I'm going to sign it, but you can sure bring it.
That's fair enough. I'm not saying for sure I'm going to buy it yet. But, I have a couple appointments on Friday afternoon, so, I'd like to make it your property that I buy the takeaway,
Yeah.
the scarcity.
Or I can only buy,
All right.
yeah,
I can only
two
buy
more properties this
properties
month.
this
I'm hoping one is yours.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, great. Nice to meet you, Frank. Thank you for calling, and I'll see you Friday at 4. If something comes up and you need to reschedule, will you please give me a call?
You got it.
All right, thank you very much.
All right.